I whip my freak like we up in the freak shows. Hit you with this shit, make you feel it all in your toes. Hot shit, got all my people in red clothes. Dialing my metaphors when I formulate my flows. If you don't know, you're messing with lyrical player pros like that.
Really wanna party with me?
To another edition, a exciting edition of the Walk in His Ways Impact Voice podcast. I am your host, Furman Jackson Jr. We're broadcasting once again here in the DFW. That's Dallas Fort Worth, Texas. So everybody wants to know what that means. I am your host once again, Furman Jackson Jr. This is our Saturday morning edition here on Walk in His Ways. I'm very excited to have my guest here from out of Baltimore, Maryland, here with me this morning. She has a very extraordinary resume, from book author to podcaster, you name it. She is an extraordinary individual, and she's very supportive as well, supporting the t-shirt, supporting the podcast when we go live, me and Phoenix as well. And I'm very excited and very honored to have a teacher with me. Teacher, thank you for joining us this morning here on
How you doing?
Impact Voice podcast. I'm doing great this morning. And by the way, like I said, you have a very impressive resume. You are author of 3 books. You do a lot of podcasting, of course. You do a lot of great work in Be More, of course. So, hey, give us a rundown on who this extraordinary individual is.
Well, first of all, I'd like to give honor to God for being here. I was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. I grew up a shy child. I was always very shy, even in school at an early age. When I grew up, my mother and father, they divorced. When I was 9 years old. So during that time, I started to stutter real bad. My like the therapist and everything, they had diagnosed me with panic attacks and anxiety at a young age, and I had a speech pathologist for like 6 years. Trying to cope with speaking, and growing up, shy child, and growing up with the emotional pain of my mother and father divorcing. But overall, even during my younger years, I had an amazing family, amazing life. I grew up in the inner city of Baltimore City, not always in the greatest neighborhoods, but I grew up with a lot of love, a loving family, and my mother always inspired me to do my best.
And that's a great thing to hear and to know. And we know that divorce is painful, especially as a child when you see parents going their separate ways. I know I experienced that myself when my parents divorced when I was at a young age. And just really how tough it is, because you're so used to seeing a 2-parent household, you're so used to seeing your parents together that one day they end up going their separate ways. How did you cope with that? I know divorce on a young child can be tough. I know it can stir up all type of issues, problems, you name it. How did you cope with all that at such a young age?
Well, I'm glad you piggyback on that part. When my mother and father divorced, I don't know what happened during that time, but I started to feel so sad all the time. And one day my cousin came past my mother and father house, and I'm not putting my father out because I love my father. We have a real good relationship. But during that time, I had found out through my cousin, my father had got married the same day that she came to the house to visit us. And I was hurt because I wasn't invited to the wedding.
And like I said, I know it's a tough thing. And people deal with it differently, of course. And that's something that we never expect. It happens. And we know it happens every day. And I know in your resume, you are author of 3 books, not 1, not 2, not 3. So let me ask you this: being a writer, is that something that you first started in your family, or that's something that's always been your family, just into writing?
Yes, my first, I love writing. I love writing stories. Even when I was younger, I used to I write imagination stories. So it always inspired me to write different poems, fantasy writings. And I just, even home now, I'm jotting down like different, I have so many notebooks in this house, about 20 books. I'm just keep writing all the time.
And like I said, I love reading. I know books are part of our culture, I want to say. They say reading is fundamental. I love
Yeah.
reading. I grew up reading. Um, Reading helps us out a whole lot. Reading helps us with our vocabulary. It gives us a lot to
Yeah.
say. Now that there's always some great information. You got some bad information, but I'm gonna focus on you got some great information
Yeah.
in books that you could take and apply to your life. I like me. I love having my highlighter. If I see something that stands
Yeah.
out to me, I will sit there, highlight it, stare at it, meditate on it, till I get it in my subconscious mind, till I vision the words leaping out and to visualize what it's saying to apply to my life. So that's a great, awesome thing. So when was your first book published?
Actually, my first book was published right after 5 months when my mom passed away. It was during the first pandemic we had.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we know that the pandemic hit. We know 2020, everything shut down.
Yeah.
Some people witnessed a loss through the pandemic. Some people consider it a blessing in disguise. When I say that, a lot of people, that's when entrepreneurship was birthed out. A lot of individuals, because at that
Yeah.
time, individuals lost their jobs. Never recovered from that. But they knew they had to make ends meet. They knew the bills were still coming in. They knew they had to take care of themselves, take care of their family. So when your experience, when we had dependence, I know your mother had whatever, but when that hit, what challenges for you was that for the pandemic? What did you learn about yourself when everything
Ooh.
was shut down?
Actually, I learned from myself that if I didn't keep on pushing, it never would have happened because, a lot of people make excuses. Oh, I don't have the money. And during that time, I was living with my father and stepmother. I was living down the basement and I was still writing that book.
So you just kept on working,
I kept on
kept on
working. Yeah.
grinding.
Yeah.
And I say, some people look at it as a loss, some people look at it as a total gain. Anything in life, it's a such thing was a losses is something we learned, and you kept on writing, kept on writing, kept on writing. And like I said, so when you wrote that one book, do you ever imagine that you're gonna do 2 more books? And I know you might probably got some more books in the work. So
Yeah,
did
I
you
actually
ever
did.
imagine there was gonna be
No,
some more
I
books
actually
behind it?
did. I was so when my first book came out, I was so excited. I was like, I'm an author, I'm an author. Then I felt like an unction from God, like, you can't stop here. You have to keep on going. So actually my first publisher of my book is Barbie Johnson, which I'm a podcast host with, and I have my other 2 books. I have another publisher. Her name is Kelly Cruz.
Okay, awesome. We're gonna jump right back into our conversation after this
Mhm.
commercial break. So y'all be easy, man. For we thank everybody for tuning in as well. Also, that's watching us. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Style de bâtard, j'ai toujours un sachet de zèbre bien haché que je fume avant que la ne vienne arracher.
T'es vraiment trop sexy.
Ouais. Et tu pourras kiffer si ta gueule est aussi grave que ton boule. Dis à tes copines que j'ai des copains pour elles qui déboulent avec Tata Marie-Jeanne et tonton vodka Red Bull. Oh, t'as jamais entendu un flow pareil? À quand le feat avec Method Man, Jay-Z ou Pharrell? Oh, quand je prends le mic, je représente mon hip-hop. Tu reconnais mon style dans la ville car je suis hip-hop. Tu m'aimes ou me détestes parce que je suis hip-hop. Bienvenue à toi si tu débarques dans mon hip-hop.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back here at Walking This Way Impact Wars Podcast. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr. I want to give a big shout out to my co-host, who's under the weather, Phoenix Sapphire. Big shout out to her. Also, and by the way, we are accepted music video where you do rock, pop, hip hop, country, gospel. It doesn't matter, reggae. We love to showcase your music video here on the podcast. We live stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, and we love to showcase your music videos. And it is free, so it's all about helping you get out there, get your message out there, get your creativity out there. And to reach the masses, to reach the nation. Also, I want to give a big shout out to those who are watching us in the Philippines as well. We're not just here touching the United States, but we're reaching nations as well. So we're going to give a big shout out to people that watch us in the Philippines, that's been faithful to the podcast. Every time we go live, they always in the comment section. So we want to thank them. Truly thank you. Not just the Philippines, but everybody here in the United States. around the world is really supporting us as well. So let's talk about podcasts. You mentioned you brought no podcast. How did that come all about? Getting to the word podcast because
Ooh, la. Well, actually, this is a funny story. Me and my publisher, we like to shop. We love clothes, we love shoes. So we went to Security Square Mall, which is in Baltimore, Baltimore County, and we went there to get some shoes and everything. So we saw these flashing lights. So me and my little funny stuff, I was like, let's go down to the arcade and play a couple games. So when we went down there, it was flashing lights, but it was called the Coyote Man Show Network. And actually, we had a photo shoot done, I think the next week. But we found out it was a podcast network where you can do your own live shows. And the Coyote Man Show Network, they do everything for you to film it. I mean, when I say everything, they do everything. The only thing you have to do is just sit and chill. So, actually, the Coyote Man, he gave us a name, the Book Breakers. Barbie was the publisher and I was the author. And that's how the Book Breakers started. And actually, me and the Book Breakers now we're doing our own podcast now on our own. But that's how it all started.
and that's what's up. And we know that podcasting is very popular. We know. I remember I started back in '09 doing this show. It wasn't titled Walking His Ways. It was titled another show. And I remember when Blog Talk Radio was around. For those who know Blog Talk was podcasting before podcasting was, and it was a site where everybody could get on. They could start their own show, talk about anything they want to talk about, and that's how I got my start. Actually, I would co-host with someone, and then they would talk about different things on the show. But then when I eventually stepped up into doing the show, I always wanted to talk about real life issues. I wanted to talk about issues that people talk about but had not really fully addressed out in the opening. I remember my very first episode. I don't have any children, by the way, but my very first episode was on child support. And we were just talking about what child support was all about. My opinion, I would say child support is only for the deadbeats who don't take care of their responsibility. But I would say I think it's wrong for someone to go down and put someone on child support, especially if the father is taking responsibility, not just financially, but he's still being around, he's still coming to you, still doing things, even though you may not be in the same household, but y'all still sharing responsibility because you got children involved. And that was just my opinion. So that was my very first episode that I did. And I like it and I enjoy it. And out of that, it gives everybody the opportunity to showcase their gifts, their talent. Especially with everything open now, because you don't have to go to a studio now. They got it now. You can start your own platform.
Yes.
Per se. So you don't have to knock on my door. You just got there, put in the work and grind, perfect your craft, and stay consistent with it. So as we're speaking about podcasting, when we tune in to your podcast, we code. What can we expect? What can the listening audience expect? What things y'all talk about? What can the listening audience expect when they tune in?
Actually, when you tune in on the Book Breakers, because actually this is like I actually been on 3 podcasts, but I've been on the Book Breakers the longest. When you see the Book Breakers podcast with Barbie and Tisha, you can you see some inspiration from a publisher and an author. Not only are we interviewing people that are local authors or international authors, but we also have guests on there that's from the movie production, people that's they're singers. So we just don't leave it just like authors and publishers. It's open to everyone.
And that's what's all about, giving everybody the opportunity to speak about what they're doing, show what they're doing, and that they can get a glimpse of individuals who are doing extraordinary things. That's what I love about here on our platform. We have extraordinary individuals as yourself who are doing extraordinary things, and that your labor of love is not forgotten. It takes time. It's being consistent. It's times when you may not feel like it, but we get past the feelings. Everything is about principles, and that's what it's all about. So when we talk about the podcast, what social media, what media outlet can we check, view it, listen to? Not only that, but support it, follow it. Because I know when you have your podcast on different social media platforms, it gives us the opportunity to follow y'all platforms. We know it plays a huge role when we start following, getting notification that gets the site notice that hey, they are very following these shows. So what platform can we go to start following the podcast as well?
Well, actually, you can start our podcast. Actually, I did 3 shows on the Coyote Man Show Network. I did the Book Breakers with Barbie. Well, we're still together on our own, but we on the Coyote Man Show Network, the Book Breakers. I was on What Are the Difference a Day Make podcast with Robert C. Rolock, and the shows are still on the Coyote Man Show Network. And the Save the Youth podcast, I was the host of that podcast on the Coyote Man Show Network. And now the Book Breakers, now me and Barbie, we're on our own now. So we do our podcast on Zoom, and we transfer it to YouTube, and we're on Facebook right now, and Instagram and TikTok.
Okay, yeah. Also, the most important thing, keep up the great work. Also, I know you had the books as well. Where can we go to purchase the book to help, and also to support the work that you're doing?
Yes, my first book, Just a Thought, is a poetry book. Actually, I just buy copies of that book, but my other book, The Hopeful Romantic, and My Journey Here Was Not Easy by Kelly Cruz, can be found on Amazon.com, the ebook and the book.
And I said, man, keep up the great work on that as well. We know that this year's rolling out. Oh, no problem. You're very welcome. We know this year's gone. We know we have way through December, and we want to finish this off on a high note. So what are your expectations? What goals have you set for year 24 and beyond?
Oh, my goodness. It's so many, but I'm gonna name just a couple. Well, actually, I'm so excited. Me and Barbie, actually, we played an extra in Lanier Jordan Productions movie. So we played an extra in that movie. It's coming out in 2024. And also, we're going on a major platform with Skylar Caldwell. She's a filmmaker and movie director, and we're going to do an episode on her show in January. And we're just trying to launch out, new things for our podcast, getting some things in order, and just finding some new platforms to go on to share our story with others and to just help and push others forward.
Man, that's what's up right there. We're gonna take a quick music break, and after the music break, we'll jump right back into our Q&A conversation.
Johnny
Thank you.
Domino, set that up.
Every time I do something, I got to keep it real with myself. I got to put everything in a man up above. And one day, God told me, you gotta stay prayed up, man. You gotta stay prayed up.
I know life gets heavy sometimes, make it hard to breathe. But stay prayed up.
Talk to him, Adrian.
The trouble don't last always.
You know,
Death ain't easy to accept, but do this for me. Stay prayed up.
what you always tell him?
And I see you on the other side.
I see you on the other side.
We all got a place at a time.
We got that time
and that's
coming.
the bottom line. Stay prayed up.
You gotta stay prayed up, though.
Sure as we live, we must die. When it's my time to go, I want you to know.
Hey, China, let them know how you rejoice on this verse.
They say rejoice when they die and cry when they going through the rain and the storms. You gotta keep pressing on, cause you never know when your season gon' change. But you better know that your season gon' change and your time gon' come. And life will be a beer, and every single day that beat get realer. Yo, but life is for the living, yeah. So live while you living. And what is prayer? You telling God what you feeling, or you sitting quiet meditating so you can hear Him. And He'll tell you how to make it and show you how to battle, cause it's a war in the matrix. And you might get some scars and feel failures, but the race ain't given to the swift, you gotta pace it. Cause life is a journey, and I'ma keep praying till they put me on a gurney.
I know life gets heavy sometimes, make it hard to breathe. But stay prayed up.
You gotta stay prayed up.
The trouble don't last always. Death ain't easy to accept, but do this for me. Stay prayed up.
You know I'ma see you on that other
And
side,
I see you on the other side. We all got a place at a time, and that's the bottom line. Stay prayed up.
Our time coming.
Sure as we live, we must die.
I want you to know.
When it's my time to go, I want you to know.
Hey, D1.
Stay prayed up.
Give me that real life experience.
D1. It feel like I'm cursed, but I know that I'm blessed. I smile on the ground, but I know that I'm stressed. My partner got murked, we just laid him to rest. Now I'm at the gun store buying bulletproof vests. I just left out of church, paranoid in the service. I'm looking at me mugged up, got me nervous. Saw him stand up, thought that he was finna blast me. Ran, gave his life to the Lord, walked right past me. Hold up, ain't prayed in a while. Hold up, remember back as a child, wanted to be like Mike. My grandma bought me weedy. Couldn't add sugar cause she had diabetes. But those was the days when it all felt easy. Now I get depressed when I turn on the TV. I need me a blessing, so pray for me. Trying to get my soul right cause judgment day coming.
I know life is heavy sometimes, make it hard to breathe. But stay prayed up, yeah. The trouble don't last always. Death ain't easy to accept, but do this for me. Stay prayed up, yeah. And I see you on the other side. We all got a place and a time, and that's the bottom line. Stay prayed up. As sure as we live, we must die.
You know, I gotta send this dedication out to my dog, my brother, Mr. Magic, and my sis Chastity. You know I stay prayed up. And to everybody that's not here no more, one love. Shout out to my dog, here's Willie Key, Mr. Rolling on the guitar.
Podcast, we know it's all about staying prayed up, blessing, and everything else. It's all about walking in that favor. It's all about enjoying a good life, having a great life, and now that making an impact everywhere we go. And that's what it's all about. Like I said, I want to give a big shout out once again to our fans over in the Philippines watching us this morning. Much love and blessings over there. Thank y'all for tuning in as well in the Philippines. Like I said, we're not just touching the United States. We all about going and reaching nations and culture, different cultures and things like that. So you all watching this right now, do share the platform on your social media platform. We'd love to hear from you. Also, we got t-shirts available as well. I've been promoting. I run $1 billion corporation. That's one of the new t-shirts from Walking This Way Impact Was podcast. You've been seeing it on my social media outlet. So go ahead and purchase the t-shirt. Quite a few shirts we got out available. Want Prosperity. That's one of the other t-shirts. Read Matthew 6:33. That's one of the popular t-shirts that was first created, and it was very popular. So we got quite a few t-shirts. I've been chosen since day one. Is another shirt that we have on the website. So go check out some merchandise. Help support the podcast. That's what it's all about. If you want to donate, you can donate. Go to the website at www.walkinghiswayimpact.was. Go to donate, purchase merchandise. Share the platform with everyone who wants to know. Also, we're doing music as well. So give my co-host, Phoenix Sapphire, with your music videos. Make sure it's MP4 formatted. Like I said, where you do rock, pop, country, gospel, it doesn't matter, reggae. We want to showcase your gift here on the podcast every live stream. So I'm just present for time, of course. Miss T, what words of advice, what sounds of wisdom you'd like to leave here with the listening audience that's watching us right now?
Oh, okay. Yes, I always have some words of wisdom. The words of wisdom I would like to leave today is to never give up on your dreams. And if it wasn't for people, sometimes I just thank God for the people who even criticize me, because sometimes your worst critic can make your life so much better if you don't give up. So with that said, I just want others to know and to be inspired by my story, to never give up and to follow your dreams.
Man, awesome. And where can we follow you? Give out, your social media platforms. Where can we follow you on your social media platforms?
Yes, you can follow me at TishaWinkler57@gmail.com. You can follow me on Facebook with Tisha Winkler. Also on TikTok and Instagram at Tisha Winkler too.
And that was up. Like I said, appreciate you again for hanging out with us this morning here on the podcast.
Thank you.
And never be a stranger. And thank you for supporting. Thank you for sharing everything on your end. That really means a lot to me in
Yeah.
Phoenix. Like I said, big shout out to Phoenix Sapphire. I know she's under the weather, so big shout out to her. So get well soon as well. That's the most important thing is
Yeah,
her
get
getting
well.
healthy. That's the most important thing, main thing, getting healthy. Like I said, we're gonna be back here Tuesday night here on the prime time at 7 p.m. Central. If you're watching this, go to our YouTube channel at Walking This Way's Impact Was Podcast. Go hit subscribe, like, comment, share, hit the notification button. We love to get the support. We want to take this thing up. I think we had like 596. I think I'm just paraphrasing, but we're trying to get the numbers up for our subscribers when we get on up to the K, 1K and up. So we want to finish it out strong. So thank you everybody for supporting us, and most important, thank you everybody for tuning in here on the podcast. The extraordinary guests we had for this whole entire year has been phenomenal. Looking forward to year 24 on all that the Most High have in store for us as His children, and that's what we're looking forward to. So I'm gonna play one more video, and after that, we're gonna be out this thing. Y'all have a great Saturday. Enjoy, quote unquote. This is the Sabbath, so y'all enjoy the Sabbath as well with your family, friends. A day of rest, reflecting, and most importantly, knowing that you are loved. But that's the most important thing. So I'll play this music video, and after that, I will give my final remarks here to our listening audience.
Thank you.
Oh, ooh, you said you love me. Now I know what love is. Ain't nobody stop your love. Stop your love. 'Cause you know me. On my hopes, on my fears, but still you chose me. I'm in love. Now I don't know what you've been told, but all I know is that his love is worth more than gold. See, it took a while for me to understand, but a love like this isn't high demand. You know my flaws, but yet you still love me. Now I know what love is. Ain't nobody stop your love. Stop your love. 'Cause you know me. All my hopes and all my fears, still you chose me. I'm in love. I'm in love. You turn your back on him, he's still on your side. Always keep it real with you, and that's no lie. Won't give up the fight, I know I'ma survive. Now I got God on my side, God on my side. I was down and he got me up. On the ground, no faith, I thought I was stuck. Now the devil see us winning and we got him shook. You know it's our season, we gon' run it up. Gotta love my sister and love my brother. Cause in this world, it teaches us we gotta love each other. Really absurd. If we can't look beyond each other's colors, we should prefer to show love for one another. We need to come together. Now I know what love is. Nobody stop your love. Stop your love. 'Cause you know me. All my hope and all my fears. Chose me. I'm in love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm in love. So in love. I'm in love. So in love with you, with you, with you, with you, with you. I'm in love with you, with you, with you, with you, with you.
Hey man, what's up? What's up? Once again, great morning to everybody. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr., along with my guest, teacher as well as the B Moore, Baltimore, Maryland, of course. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us, tuning in this morning. Miss T, keep up the great work. Keep doing what you're doing. keep striving for excellence, keep working towards perfection, like we all are, and we all gonna do a great work here in earth. God did not put us here to waste life. He did not put us here to be
Yeah.
complacent. He put us to be a representation of His kingdom. The prayer is, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven," and so we want to let the will of God be done here in heaven in our lives. We don't have to wait till we pass to experience heaven. We can experience heaven in everyday life. All we have to do is be obedient and follow His word and be doers of His word, not just hearers only. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be blessed. Stay focused. Speak life for yourself. The scripture lets us know death and life is power of the tongue. So speak life over yourself. Don't speak death. Don't speak. Don't judge yourself. Don't say, "Why me? Poor me." Don't say, "I never get ahead." If you say those things, you will fulfill those things you say it. You look yourself in the mirror. To the fellas, you tell yourself, "I'm handsome." To the ladies, tell yourself, "I'm beautiful." Tell yourself, "I'm wise." Tell yourself, "I'm smart." Tell yourself, "I'm intelligent." Tell yourself, "I'm a genius." Tell yourself, "I'm wealthy." Tell yourself, "I'm healthy." Tell you these things to yourself. Tell yourself, "I'm free." Tell yourself, "I am loved." Tell yourself, "I'm more than a conqueror." Tell yourself, "I'm the head and not the tail, above and never be beneath." Tell yourself those things, because every time we wake up in the morning, we are the first one we see in the mirror. So we have to speak those things of our life. Tell yourself, "I'm going to command this day." You have the right. You have the ability to command your day. We know that God is creator. He created us. We create as well. We create what we run around us. That's why we have to be mindful of what we say, what we do, what we engage in, what we read, what we watch. And because that stuff plays in our subconscious mind. Man, y'all have a great, great Saturday. So, Miss T, you have anything else you want to leave here with the audience? Anything in your heart that you want to share?
Oh yes, I just want to share this real quick. I would like to give a shout out to Newsome Nation. Last year I won Newsome World's Most Beautiful Woman,
Okay.
and this year I won Author and Promoter of the Year.
Man, I say, keep it the great word. I
Are
say it's
you
all right.
too?
Oh,
Thank
I
you. You have a
appreciate you.
wonderful day.
Oh, thank you. Have a great day too. Like I said, we out this thing, and man, y'all have a great, great Saturday. And like I said, I'll be back here Tuesday night here on Walking This Ways Impact Voice Podcast, and we out this thing. Peace.